All right, Brandon, you ready for your haircut?
I'm ready. Are you picking out? Are we going over anything?
We're gonna do your consultation, and whatever you want, that's what you're gonna get. I mean, unless you want something crazy, I'm not gonna do that. My guy, what's up? Talk to me. Are we keeping this?
So basically, I'm gonna run off Bones', all right? All right. I remember this, right? July 7th. Bones posted this, all right?
Okay, and you want that.
What I like about this is I like how disconnected it is in the back, but maybe...
Do you wanna grow the back out to that length?
Pretty much.
So we're not cutting the back.
No cutting the back, maybe just like...
Texture, maybe?
If this is the longest part, if it's longer than the bottom, maybe just shorten this a tad bit. Like a tad.
Layer it?
Layer it.
So layer the back a little bit. And then what's up with the top length?
I got a bad hairline. I just, honestly, just short, texturized with the darkest hairline possible.
So you wanna keep the hairline full, but you do wanna cut it on top. Okay, cool. And then on the video, I had a high taper. So we're doing a high taper as well?
Yeah.
Brandon has been cutting his own hair, so there's a bunch of like unevenness in this. You can even tell like with the hairline, it's heavier, it's light, super heavy in the corners. So we're gonna go, he doesn't have a bunch of length that we can take off at the top. So we need just to kind of even it out and keep the length where we need to kind of keep his hairline as strong as possible. Longer length here so they can match up into the middle. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna take from the recession up, because I need to separate all this top length because I don't want to mess with this hairline length, but I do want to establish whatever I'm going to fade into with the scissor work. So I'm going to come right here, fingers really tight to the scalp on that parietal ridge. I just want to even this up. You see how heavier this part is? He said he wants it a little bit wider, so we need to fade in back here too. Now the important part of this too, with the length that's going to grow to be so long in the back, you won't be able to truly blend it in through length. You're going to have to blend it in visually through gradients of hair. We're going to aim for the top of this taper to be as dark as the darkest hair and as the longest hair. But you can see that's going to be our base for what we're going to fade into. It's not going to be balanced. It's not going to be super symmetrical, or at least it makes sense if it's not, because we have a dominant hand. So right now I just want to establish that base to kind of fade into. At the same time, leaving all of this length alone. You can see we have some peaks and valleys right here. I'm going to just even this out. Now, when I get to this front section, I actually want to leave the corners out of it and make sure to layer the front. Because the corners, I like to deal with at least separately to make sure that I get them right. This is a part of, kind of customizing the haircut to your client. Square from the head, horizontal sections, and just move up. And we're just evening this thing out. Now, when the head starts to round down, that's when I'm gonna start backing up and not cutting into those corners yet. And now we're just gonna we're gonna take some horizontal sections, and we're just gonna layer the back a little bit, because the back is super, super heavy. But the rest of this, we are going to continue to grow out so you can get like that mullet look that he wants. Now to cross check, I'm just gonna pull out right here and just let that blend into the rest of the cut. Now for the corners. So I just wanna go and just layer this. Lay it back down. This section here was really, really heavy. I'm looking for my guy that I have back here. I'm stretching up, I'm layering, and I'm cutting. Because if you leave this too long on certain hair textures where they have a bit of a curl to it, it will actually start to curl up. I'm gonna take a little bit of clay, rub it into my hands. This is the 245 indestructible clay, and just get it all into the hair. And I'm not really worried about styling right now. I really just wanna get a good base to fade into. I just wanna kind of blast the hair to get it dry. Now I'll use my hands, one, so I can move the hair around so that I can kind of pull it up, add volume if I need to, but also to make sure that I'm not burning his scalp. I'm gonna feel the heat on my hands first.
Imagine if you lined up around the ears, but after coming to do the lineup, at a certain point, you just disconnected and that's your whole bottom line. I know I went too high with my fingers, but you know what I'm saying?
Now this is a note to just being a lot more efficient, is as I do the steps in this fade, I'm also gonna fade in his beard at the exact same time. So first thing, bald line, and making sure to have your trimmers and your clippers set so that they really blend in together nicely is very, very important. You see that as I'm doing the steps for the taper, I'm doing the steps to fade in the top of the beard. And this is just important as like a factor of efficiency. So I can still do really, really high quality haircuts in efficient times and not have to spend, an hour and a half on a haircut and beard. Now I'm gonna go create my first panel on the top and the bottom. and start to fade this out. This is the Instinct clipper from Stylecraft, and for me, I have the taper blade on it. I feel like I can get a lot closer, and it could, you know, help me take out that bottom line. Now with Brandon's hair, it's kind of very almost like spotty, almost in some areas. You're gonna see like some light spots in there. Now I have my 3, and I'm just gonna kind of create the base of the rest that I'm gonna fade into, while also fading into the beard. And this 3 should marry in to that scissor work that I did on the sides, kind of like that block graduation that I did right into the sides. Now I want this to blend in. Anything that doesn't blend in, it's gonna be very light. It's just gonna be some scissor over comb work at the end. And right under my 3, I'm gonna go straight into my 2. Make sure to hold down the ear. This is my 1 open. Fade right under that 2, close it up. Now I'm trying to soften up this line right here between that 1 open and the half that I already did. Same thing up here. Now I gotta leave a little bit of a space between this 1 open and the 2 so that I can use my 1.5 half guard right here. I'm just gonna blend in right here. Now remember, I gotta still be fading behind the ear right here. Now you can see that there isn't much of a line right here between that 1.5, that 1 open and the 2. I'm still gonna use my 1.5 guard. I'll just have a little bit less work to do with it. I started open, now I'm halfway. I'll go close. I'm a little bit more loose with the lever when it comes to my blending guards. I knocked out fading in the beard as well as doing the taper on the side. And now this is where you would move on. Your system is done. This is the rough draft. Obviously you're gonna come back, you're gonna detail, but this is where you go stop, move on to the other side, and you do this side first and you gotta finish the whole haircut first before you go ahead and you detail everything. Instead of starting with my first line, I'm gonna start with my 3. It's literally the same thing. Take my 3 into the top right here, into that kind of weight line that I built. And I like using guidelines. Gives me kind of boundaries in which to fade in. Do my 2 right under there, a 2 right under that 3, just stacking these guards. Making sure to leave a little bit of kind of trimmer hair right there and just blending into that instead of trying to go right into that line that I did. Now I'm gonna go with my half, down here at the beard, same thing up here. And the more that you stick with the same system, you'll get so much better at that system. You'll get faster, you don't have to do so much kind of guesswork. You know that you have a reliable system to depend on. He'll have these kind of light spots into his hair. For me, I see that and I automatically go to, okay, whatever fade that I do on him, I wanna try to, you know, stretch the guidelines out a little bit more and really kind of bleed these guidelines and these panels into each other. I'm at my 1 close, just softening up this bottom line here. Remember, I still need to use that 1.5 guard here at the top. Now at my half guard and at these shorter lengths, man, it's important that you use a brush instead of a comb so you can brush away that debris, all that hair that's already. And a haircut and beard like this, easy. You can have a 45-minute appointment and you'll have so much time to detail, like it's not even funny. As long as you move on, like you just don't stay stuck on one side of the taper for 15 minutes. That's also why I like having those appointment times, because those appointment times keep me focused. Because I know that, okay, I might have a lot of work to do in this 45 and this 30 minutes, you know, let's get to it. Which means my consultations have to be efficient, which means my steps have to be efficient. I gotta stay disciplined. With beards like this that have a little bit more kind of length to it, you see how these hairs are very, very long? If I were to just line this up with a straight razor, these hairs would kind of curl over the line and it wouldn't lay down. So something that I learned to do, and the clients will never notice it, but they'll appreciate it, or at least they won't get mad at it. Not one client has ever not liked this, is you just kind of flick at that top line with a 1 close. And what it'll do is it'll cut these top hairs shorter so that after you finish lining them up, they just lay down. They don't pop back over the line. Now we'll go and we'll start knocking out this lineup, trying to keep it as full as possible. Now all of this, we're just gonna clean it up. He doesn't wanna like line it up. He doesn't wanna comb the hairs down and line it up. So we're just gonna do this right here. So all these hairs that are long, you know, stay unbothered. Clean up all this ear hair. Our barbers are slack and not clean up these ear hairs. This man got a jungle up in there. Little things like that, man, like clients appreciate and they notice. And the reason why they notice them is because other barbers don't do them, guys. And you guys wanna stick out from the crowd. Now right here, like I did on the other side, we're just gonna line up just right here, right over the ear. Just gonna line that up so it looks a little bit cleaner. It's important, man. Like, listen to your clients. Listen to what they tell you. You can see I'm trying to get as much out of the way with my trimmer while I have it in my hand. That's another way to be efficient, is use that one tool as much as possible. So if I gotta hit something in the fade, I'll hit it right here real quick. I'm trying to find a consistent length of hair that I could kind of have across the whole hairline. Right now, I'm just kind of envisioning. If I line it up down here, his hairline is still gonna look super weak. But I want to comb his hair and see how much of this is bangs and how much of this is like hair that's kind of like, you know, rooted right there. Because that's what's going to regrow. Professionally tailoring his hairline to him. And if you're unsure, you can always start up lining up less, see how it looks, and then just go up a little bit more if you feel like you didn't do enough. I'll start in the middle and just work over to one side. Start to work this over to this side. Now you can see, even though the hairline still needs some work, you can see how much fuller it looks right there, just off of doing this cropped hairline. And I would just go and we just keep working. You know, if you guys are passionate about continuing to educate yourself, like you guys are gonna naturally separate yourself from a lot of other barbers. You know, all business comes from problem solving. So you gotta be able to solve, you know, clients' problems when it comes to their hair. Look how much fuller that looks already. Now I still got the same trimmer in my hand. Making sure to get into the corner right here. Am I lining up the top of your mustache or are you gonna tell me no? No, right? See, I knew it. See, that's how well I know my clients. He want me to do my job, but he don't want me to do my job. We're gonna just shape up the sides right here. 245 shave gel, 245.com.
Do a hot towel?
See, that's what I'm saying. You know I don't do hot towels. Personally, when there's like just a little bit of hair that I'm gonna be lining up, because he wants to keep this line very kind of like wide. I did nothing with the trimmer before.
All right, guys, I want to let y'all know, if you do not know about Pie Accounting, make sure you go to pieaccounting.com and go on there. You'll be able to get financial services. And they're literally a financial advisor and accounting firm for barbers. So they will literally help you with everything you need. They will turn you into an S Corp, because you can either be a LLC, S Corp, whatever you want, but S Corp is the way to go. They help you, they give you the details on how to do that. It saves you on taxes. It helps you financially. They give you financial goals that you want to reach. They help you get there. They plan you. They give you a plan. They meet with you every quarter, like every 3 months of the year. You're gonna be talking with a couple of them.
Don't tell them everything, bro. Listen, go to pieaccounting.com, schedule a consultation call, and one of our accountants definitely gonna talk to you, let you know all the amazing things that Pie Accounting has for you. You know, we're helping barbers make this a real career, a real profession, benefits, buy your first crib, all that, man.
I was able to buy my second property, but my first property in Florida. So
yeah, we're barbers, we're not CPAs, as you can tell the way we fumbling all over this. But go check out pieaccounting.com.
Let's go.
All I'm going is just straight with the razor. And I'm just gonna create my line just like this, stretching the skin in the opposite direction. I have a comb to kind of comb away that debris, and we're just gonna hit this line. Little air bubble right here. This helps just to create more tension on the skin to keep that line sharper and keep it still wide. Now, after I hit this line over here, I'm gonna go and compare it to the other side to make sure it's even. So right here, you can see all these outside kind of hairs of the eyebrow. I'm not gonna mess with his eyebrow shape, right? You can see, you know, what's dense and what's not. I'm just gonna clean up all those outside hairs. Usually, majority of men, you're always gonna have outliers, guys, but you know, they don't want super defined eyebrows. So that's why you don't have to really mess with the shape as much. You're just kind of going outside of that and knocking them off. Now he has a slash, he wants to put a slash in his eyebrow. The easiest way to do this, you just do one tap. You just have to do one good tap with your trimmer, because you don't want to take off half of his eyebrow. You just want a defined slash. So you just have to tap it one time and just tap that one time with your razor and you're good. You don't have to do anything else. This part is very, very sensitive for a lot of people. It's important to not use trimmers that are too sharp. Out of everybody in your shop, I've done your beard the best. These barbers be playing with me, Jordan. They be playing with me, man. Like I don't do that thing.
I think only you and Davis touched my beard in the last year. Sean too, but Sean like cut all my shit off.
So I've done your beard the best. Okay, cool. Just start to trim these on the outside, that's all. Or you could do it with a clipper too. All right, so we got the Beam Team, right? Beam Team cordless compressor. You can get this at 245.com, and we're gonna use the black-brown color on his beard. Now you can see his beard has a little bit of orange, a little bit of red in it, and it's okay. You can still use this color on this type of beard, on this type of hair color. You just have to be lighter with how much you're applying. I always test it out to make sure that my gun is shooting right. I test it on the card first, because if your needle isn't set right, it's gonna kind of like splat all over your client's face, and you don't wanna do that. You wanna make sure that it's applying clean and smooth before you do that.
All right, Jordan.
I'm gonna just start with hitting the top line, just a little bit at a time. Remember, you can always add more. Now you can see he has a bit of a light spot right here. Just to make sure that the line is matching up with the color. I love how this side, how it looks. So I'll go with those couple teeth on my clippers and start to just incorporate all this together. It's very, very important that you don't do this until the end. You don't go into this level of detailing until you are done with the haircut. I'm gonna style it up and then just re-hit your hairline. I'm gonna use some 245 pure powder. It's very, very strong. You don't need a lot at all. It's clean, bro. Stop disrespecting me. Oh my gosh.
I didn't say anything.
I feel like Basio the other night when Basio was like, yo, they just don't respect me. They just don't respect me. That's exactly how I feel. What?
Word, it looks good. I'm going to Publix, bro, until they close, man. Just know that. I'm not getting nothing. I'm standing in line all night.
Are you just trying to get you a wifey?
2 of them.
Woo!
I'm just kidding.
You're a one-horse type of cowboy?
Yeah, I believe in monogamy.
What's up? Look.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's literally exactly where I wanted it. It was like,
You see how curly it is in the back? How it's layered, it's not so heavy at the top?
oh yeah. I'm definitely.
Look at the taper.
I'm going to Publix.
Look at the taper.
I'm going to Walmart. Oh yeah. I'm going to Publix.
See how we went over the ear?
That's clean, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah.
You see that?
If I'm not here tomorrow, I'm sending you the bill. All right.
Don't send me the bill,
Just
please.
know that I'm sending
not
you the
paying,
bill.
bro.
All right. I'll send you the bill in 9 months.
Yo, that's sharp.
Are you waiting for me to open my eyes? Like, come on.
Sorry.
Come on.